Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Sejahtera for all of us. So, welcome to my video. Welcome to Mr. Tito and all of my friends that watch my video today. So, to quote the famous movie character Forrest Gump, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. So I don't know what I'm going to get today because I'm not a good speaker, but I'm here today on your screen to escape the midterm exam. I hope you appreciate my sacrifice. All right, what are you going to listen? What to watch from me? But before I reveal it, with this good saying, I wish you a wonderful day. So, what am I going to offer to present to you all? Before I start, I will share screen my PPT. Wait a minute. Um, all right. Okay. So this is what I am going to uh, show you to describe to you about the concept of language and talk. First of all, I am Amelia Insania. You can call me Amelia. I'm in a class 7, 07 SIGE 001. Yeah, from the Introduction to Psycholinguistics lecture. So I choose meaningful, the language and thought. But first, I would like to show you the mind map. Yeah. So this is the concept of language and thought. The supporting idea, a language is essential for thought. Is it really essential for thought? Language. So the supporting idea here will be described more into the proponents of the theory, the inadequacies of the theory, and the study case here will describe the concept of language and thought, the relationships of language and thought, between language and thought, and I provide the evidence as a relation for this, and so we can conclude. Yeah. So this is the mind map, and yeah. So take a look to these quotations. I get from the meeting for material. So we have never had the experience when we are thinking about something, that voice in our head, like our own voice. That voice speaks to us like thinking whatever we are thinking about. Yeah. So this inner conversations is like a common experience when we are thinking, like a talking to ourselves moment. And we think that thinking is one and the same thing. So the moment we realize that thinking, words, language, and thought are separate abilities and they do not necessarily depend on each other, and how language is essential for thought. So I choose the meeting for material about um, language and thought to describe about this concept. But first, I would like to describe the role of language in the shape of our perception of reality. So language and reality are often described as a two-way interaction. Language influences our perception of the reality we live in, and in turn, our perception of reality influences the way we use language nowadays. So, how it helps us to make sense of the world by creating some kind of shared understanding of concepts, objects, and moments. So, we move on to how we can take a look at how language can also influence the way we think about and describe the world, which can affect how we perceive and interact with it. So we come to get the point of language in on a daily basis. So next, yeah, this is the outline of and same, almost the same as the mind map, but I concern in the language as essential for thought. Yeah, I question mark this because is it really language essential for thought? So yes, according to the proponents of the theory, um, theories such as Sapir, Whorf, and Vygotsky hold that a language system with its rules of vocabulary is necessary for thought. So according to that, language is essential for thought. Theories such as, yeah, consider some choice quotation to get some idea of the scope of this theory. Yeah. So this is the quote for the three experts, Edward Shapir, Vygotsky, and the Benjamin Whorf. They all describes the same ideas, the same concept of the language is essential for thought. But there are two objections to raise regarding this theory. The first is deaf persons without language can think, and the second is multilinguals are whole person. So the first is you can take a look. The deaf persons without language can think. So research suggests that deaf children who acquire language late, that are often after 3 years, are capable of intelligent and rational behavior. So challenging the idea that language is the foundation of thought. These children who typically have significant hearing loss and are not exposed to signed language by the hearing parents demonstrate no difference in intelligence compared to hearing children, despite their limited language knowledge. Yeah. So the case of Helen Keller, who acquired language at age 7, and the 27-year-old deaf man who understood objects and situations without language, further supports the conclusion that thought and perception are not dependent on language. So this example, well in contrast, contradict the theory that thought arises from language. So instead indicating that humans can think and perceive the world without language. So the second is multilinguals are whole persons. Language forms thought by examining multilingual individuals who learn multiple languages in childhood. If different languages from different thought systems, one would expect multilingual to have multiple thought processes, leading to difficulties in coherent thinking, separate personalities, and language-specific knowledge. However, no such problems have been observed in multilingual individuals. So, a case study of a family where two sons grew up speaking English, Japanese, and Russian simultaneously with no observed difference in their beliefs, values, personalities, or perceptions compared to monolingual English speaking children. So, that is why this outcome contradicts the theory that learning multiple language would result in significant mental differences. So, this come to the relation between language and thought. I come to this phrase that language shapes thought and thought influences language. That's the relationship between language and thought. So is it essential? What I found is that thought can occur independently of language. Let me describe this phenomenon by providing the evidence of some cases I got from the module in meeting 4, which were the retreat of the benang merah, of the relationship between language and thought. So language and thought are at least partially separate and not the same thing, but they shape and influence each other. Take a look to the examples of the cases below, above. Yeah. So Brother Jones case. A French-speaking monk who experienced periodic failures to speak or understand language due to epileptic seizures. Even though he has an inability to speak or lacks an understanding of language, he was able to think and perform various tasks such as recognizing objects, handling tools, and performing mathematical calculations. So this shows that thinking and language are separate abilities, as Brother John could think without language. The second case is Williams syndrome. Williams syndrome. So individuals or persons with Williams syndrome have abnormal brain structure and functioning, resulting in mental retardation, keterbelakangan mental, some kind of it. Even though they have severe mental limitation, they are able to use language effectively, often with a remarkable ability to talk about their interests. So this suggests that language abilities can be more sophisticated than expected based on overall levels of intelligence. The third case, the last case, is Christopher's case. An autistic person who has learned 13 foreign languages despite being unable to look after himself. So his language abilities are not entirely normal, but he has difficulty understanding non-literal language and metaphors. So this comes to light of this shows that language skills can be developed independently of general cognitive function. So come to the conclusion, we can conclude that those examples demonstrate a double dissociation where individuals can have either good language skills with poor thought process or good thought processes with poor language skills. So again, is it language essential for thought? So as I said before about the relationship between language and thought, that language shapes thought and thought influences language. So regarding the influence of language on thought, cases where language abilities are more sophisticated than expected based on the overall level of intelligence that suggests that language can play an important role in shaping our cognitive process. So are there some things that we can do if our language lacks the proper vocabulary? So some cases like Williams syndrome have difficulty in understanding non-literal language and metaphors. So this implies that the lack of proper vocabulary in a language can limit the way humans think, as they may struggle to comprehend complex idea or even the abstract concepts. So come to the end of our presentation today, my video today. So I'm going to end this video right now. If you have further insight about this material, about this module, you can comment in the comment sections below my videos. Thank you and have a nice day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.